sharing. So I have some things to tell about the residential. There's a residential in September the 25th till 29. There are few places still left, so it's going very hard in this time. I don't know why, but so please, if you want to join, please let me know and we can see what rooms are left. There are only shared rooms left. And also it's on an island, so maybe people think how I can come there. There's a boat. I will all say all travel details. There's a possibility to go with your car on the island. There's also a possibility to leave the car there on a parking place and go to the island, and with buses, it's very easy. And there's also a possibility, if there are no rooms left, to have a non-residential stay. So there's a really close, there's a nice camping place. So you can bring a tent or a caravan. So please let me know if you're interested. Okay. And there are also, but that's for the Dutch people. I don't know if there's Dutch people here. They're coming to Dutch meetings next week and the week on the 28th of June and the 5th of July. And it's the Wednesday evening from 8 till 9. So if people want to join, that will be great. And we'll see. We talk in Dutch. So this is talking about non-duality. It's just talking. It's not about anything. We are saying we're talking in the story and we're not talking in the story at all. That's how it goes in these meetings. There's no story. There's no me. There's no me. There never has been a me. There's no me to lose. There's already no me. So everything is complete already. So this meeting is going nowhere. It's not important at all. All the words who are said are not important. This is not a meeting with an intention or something. There's not seeing anyone. So there's no one, and there's already no one. So it's not only here, but it's everywhere. It's just no one. There's empty. It's empty. And this is an appearance. Nothing is real. When there's, oh, can you, Petra, can you please mute you? Thank you. If there's, oh my God, what was I saying? That's already, it's so quick, it's gone. When there's me, it seems, and it's my life, and I'm having my life, and I have to deal with things, then everything also is very real. Everything is real, the circumstances are real. It feels like it's happening to me, to you, and to other people. And there's also a feeling of there's something not right yet. There's something wrong. There's something missing. It needs to be changed. I don't want this, something like that. That's part of the me story. Me is the belief or the feeling there's something wrong with me, with circumstances, with other people maybe. When it's a story, but when that whole construct isn't there anymore, the me construct, the only thing what's lost is the feeling there's something missing or there's something wrong, the belief of that. For the rest, the circumstances are just going, everything is just going, and it was already going like that. It's suddenly, there's nothing wrong. It was already like that, but it can be so strong, that belief and concept. It's so embodied, that belief that there's something wrong, there's something not right yet. There could be a change. I don't want this. It's better to feel good than to feel pain and all that. It's the dream of me. can be very strong and very convincing, but it's also a lot of complication and a lot of frustration. And when there's that going on, there seems to be a looking for something else. And it can be going to therapy or spiritual things, or there can be also, in the end, can be like, oh, this is not working, so maybe there's non-duality. And there can also be a disappointment, because when there's going to non-duality meetings, there can be still a subtle feeling or longing that there will be a change. When there's no me anymore, there will be a change, no problems, and maybe more quiet life. Because there's always something going on, like the way it is, that's not it, and it can't be this. I want something else. It is a longing for something else. And then looking for answers. There are no answers because it's already complete. It's exactly what is happening, what is apparently happening also. Nothing is real. So that what's happening is an appearance. So there's nothing happening. That's crazy. That can't be understood. Doesn't matter if you don't see that. This is not about seeing things. It's not about understanding this. It's energetic. So maybe there's energetic something's going on. I don't know. I don't know what's the best or not the best. I don't know. There's only not knowing. And in the story of me, there's a lot of things going on, trying to know, trying to deal with things, trying to be sure about what's going on, because there's a fear somewhere. Maybe everything is going wrong. So we have to do something. I have to not do anything, or a lot of beliefs and concepts about it. And what can happen in these meetings is that beliefs and concepts are shaken, are not that strong anymore. They're not serious anymore. That serious. I don't know. Sometimes it can be even more stronger. It can also happen like that. Because you think, no, it's not like that. So there can be like that too. It's different. It's life. It's life. And can be a lot of words, a lot of thoughts coming. And it seems really important and true. And then there's this saying, there's no truth. There is no truth. There's only not knowing. It's that really not knowing. It's going nowhere. Life is going nowhere. It is. It's this. What it is. So it can be hands moving. There's no story. There is no story. There's just what's happening. That's very simple and normal, and in a way it's also very easy because there's nothing going on. Is this the right choice? Is this the wrong choice? It's everything. It's already everything. So that what's going on is it. The way it's the moving is happening, the behavior, what's going on. It's that. But it's for no one. There is already no one. No me, no you. There's nothing to reach. That's the freedom. Everything is free in itself. It's what's happening, and everything is free, like moving a hand, or it's that. Or emotions can be happening, or a table, streets. It's what it is. It's very simple. It's no need to say that to yourself, like, oh, it's just what it is, because that's more a new concept. It's energetic. It's a lot of everything. The lot of everything. There's no Roes. There's no Roes. But it's not only here, it's everywhere. There's no one. There's nothing going on. It's just all kind of energy, seems like bodies and feelings and streets going nowhere. It is like that. So no story, no time also. Whoa, no time. That's big because there's no before, no after. It's this. When there's no time, there are also no consequences. Wow, we are so in the story about consequences and the right behavior, and maybe that's better and that's worse. There's no before and there's no after. So there's no past and no future. There's also no before and no after. It's this. So it's innocence. There's only innocence. We can talk about this. And there can be questions, and there can be questions in the story. It doesn't matter what questions are there. It can be about your mother or a silly neighbor. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's everything. It's every question is there, can be there. And we'll see what's happening. If you want to say something, you can unmute yourself. You don't have to wait till I'm unmuting. So you can unmute yourself and just start talking, and we'll see what's happening. Or maybe you want to write it. It can also be like that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Rose, for that introduction. It's so calming. Oh, wow. It's calming. Okay. Wow. Mm. It's like, I don't know what's going on the other side. There is also no other side. There's talking. It's funny. It's just talking to the computer. That's it. We can so abstract everything and seeing that there are people on the other side somewhere, of course. But it gave me a sense of peace. Okay. Good. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
I think I may have asked this before, but I forget what you said. So
Yeah. Okay. Of course. I forget too. Yeah.
why does it seem like when I go around other people sometimes that I feel, tension or what I would say would be negative energy?
But there's feeling tension when there's meeting somebody, you say? Is that what you say?
Yeah, like going out to a restaurant last night, it felt like a totally different feeling from being at home. And it was not a good feeling.
But there can be tension. There can be a certain feeling going somewhere in a restaurant and then suddenly going out and saying, oh, pff, and then we assume it's about, oh, I don't like it be there. And that still goes on. I don't know it's good or bad, but yeah, it can be like, oh my God, and then going out. Yeah. Or going in and then feeling that. Well, it's not about, we are jumping on it and saying, oh, this is nice or good or bad or something like that. It's what it is, but Can
Yeah.
be a feeling like, and then there's a reaction to go away, or I don't know, can be.
Yeah. And it's like trying to organize my choices so that I can stay,
Ah,
feeling energized or something, and feeling like as if freedom was a feeling in the body.
yeah, but when there's a feel, when there's I'm here and this is my life and all that, and having a choice, then it's all also believing, but it's embodied believing. It's so strong that everything is happening in the body, because the body seems to be real. Just it's not even, most of the time it's not even questioned that it's not real. It's just real, and everything is happening inside. And that there can be like hearing or not hearing, doesn't matter. It's that nothing is happening in the body, it's happening in space somewhere, but we take it, me is like I'm taking it and it's mine, like that, and then I have to deal with it. It's a funny thing. It's like just happening in the room, and then it's not really like that, but taking it home, like, oh, this is my feeling, and then you have to deal with it. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I don't. It's just happening in the room somewhere, and after a while it's something else, so it's going by itself and it's leaving by itself too. We are so into like taking it home, and it's like here and all that.
Yeah.
There's no one, but it's so embodied, so convincing and strong, that it feels like I have to deal with that, or I have to do something with it, or not, or whatever. Yeah. There's
Hmm.
no one. So that whole thing that goes on, like what can I do about it, and this is what is the choice, or all that, that's the dream. It's just thoughts happening, and they seem really important and powerful, and important to make the right choice in that way. They don't have any power, those thoughts. Well, we are assuming they have.
Because then, it seems like, going to work this morning, I wasn't as good at my job because I was, maybe if I hadn't gone out last night, I would be better. Right?
Well, when there's me, there's always something. Come on, I know. It's like always there's something. When there's a feel like, oh my God, I should have done this. Oh my God, what did I say? Oh my God, it's endless. It's endless. And that it's such a strong belief that there's something wrong, yeah, and you have to do the right thing, and there's that tension about what is better. And then there's hearing this, and that it can't be wrong. It's what it is. It doesn't mean it's a nice feeling, because that's part of that whole dream, that it's about not having pain or bad feelings, and want to have nice feelings and joy or happiness or things like that. It's about that life. That's also, it's a misunderstanding. Life is everything. So there's no choice in whatever is happening. It's everything. But when there's feeling I'm here, then it's working by itself like that. It's no, I don't want pain. I want something else. And this is better than that. It's just that. That's so convincing and strong. You can't stop it. Also, that's so strong. When that's so strong, then that's so strong. You can say to yourself like, oh no, there's no good and bad or something. That's just words.
Yeah.
Sometimes what I had, when there was something like, oh my God, there's all the time somebody is saying that to me. When there was somebody really standing next to me, I would throw it out of the window. But it's going on, like, this is not good what you're doing, and and that was, I couldn't escape it. It was going on, and I didn't know. Yeah, maybe not the whole time, but that it's like a prison. That's me. It's like a prison, but you can't escape it. That's because there's no one. That's the awful thing about when that's being more clear. Can be like, oh my God, this, I can't escape, and it's going on, and it can be so convincing. It's a misunderstanding. There's nothing wrong. It's what it is. And it's very literally what it is. And we are so assumed, like we look at it and have a lot of words about it and thinking about it. It's what it is, sitting at your work. Maybe you're sitting and that's talking. That's it. That's what's happening. Nothing. Can't be wrong. That's how can we believe? It's so strange. How can we believe that there's something right or wrong? It's what it is. Very, very simple. But wow, what is that strong and embodied and can't even not do it.
Yeah. It's like there's nobody stuck in it. Just happening.
Yeah, but yeah, there's also nothing is stuck because that's in the dream. It seems like there's the whole thing, and that seems so. We are living in that dream of how everything is going in the story. In the story, you could say that. And there's sitting. There's just sitting. That's it. Where is the stuck? Where is it stuck? It's sitting. But it's too simple. We're so into stories and what's going on. Is that literally that, only that? Maybe a feeling, maybe a table. It's not about you. Life seems about us and everything is happening to us, to me. No, life doesn't see you. You're not important. It's what it is. It's just that. And we assume, but that's about me. No, it isn't. There's no one. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Okay, there's a chat, a long one. Thank you. I recently read your book and was very confused and also in a way relieved, but now I feel there's no motivation to do anything. This, in a way, brings feeling of worry and depression. I feel like I don't want to be around people or even family. There's much confusion about the future and worrying that I'm just stuck now and I don't know what to do. I don't work, but at least before I had things I wanted to do or explore, and not that seemed and not that seems to be gone. I don't know what is real anymore. I guess I feel lost. Yeah, there can be that when this is there's an opening for this. There can be a loss of some concepts and beliefs about what's important to do and all that. And then when there's a loss of those important things, there can be what I call a period, but it can be a long one or a short one, or I don't know. I had that too. It's a desert feeling, like, oh, nothing is important anymore. I don't know what I want. I can't. Yeah, this is no motivation, and there seems to be a lot of flat. It's like a bit flat in a desert. And there's a loss of, I'm going here, and this is important, I can do this, and that's lost. What isn't there is you could say that feeling like, but it's everything. It's everything. So it's also sitting and it's also moving. That it doesn't matter what it is, it's also sitting behind a computer. It's just that. And it's not an idea. It's not about understanding or seeing that. It's energetic. So it can be. And with me, it was like, it's a story, but there was a period, a long time, there was nothing going on. And I was losing every interest in things and a lot of sitting and not doing so much. And then after a while, the interest of doing things and healing and all that, what I was personal growing, what I was into before, that came back. So that can happen too. And for a while I did that again, and I was like, oh my God, yeah. And then it was lost again. So it can be so different. It's for everybody, it's different how it's going. It can be feeling depressed. But what's going on is not, when they're saying I'm feeling depressed, they're making a story of what's going on. There can be any feeling, but it's just what it is, that feeling, maybe not knowing what it is and not saying like, oh, this is better than that. It's just maybe tired, or I had a lot of tiredness. It can be tired or like that. And then it's drinking coffee or just walking. Not really important, but just doing that. It's already complete as it is. But when there's a loss of a lot of things, then it seems to be something really missing and not knowing where to go anymore. There's nowhere to go, but when that's sinking in, it's like, oh my God, yeah, and then so it's not in that sense. It's not really, no, not nice, but it's what's can go on like that. It's a desert. And you don't know what will go on. But already the depression is it. Already that sitting is it. And when there's no going to family or friends, then that's what's happening. Circumstances are not real. Nothing is real. It's what it is. That's it. Are we making friends or family or circumstances really important, like to deal with everything? When they're sitting and watching television, then that's it. Can be like that. The loss of knowing can be frightening also, because knowing is making us a bit safer, and knowing how it is, or knowing what you feel, or what's right and what's wrong. And when that's lost and I'm not sure in that anymore, then it feels a bit like, oh my God, where am I going? That can be like that. There's a question. Oh, if the I is no more there, are there no more preferences? There can be preferences, but not really. There are no hang-ups. It can be a preference, like, I should like, what do you want to drink? Do coffee, please. Just things like that. It's not about feelings. No, there's no thing going on about I want this feeling or that feeling. No, there's no preferences in that. And it can be, but not really so much busy with that. If it's not there, then it's not there. Yeah. Yeah. And there can, no, I don't know. It's difficult to say what's going on. It can be a taste. Certain tastes are like that. Yeah, can happen. And others will, yeah, just that. Mm. 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 There's somebody else saying, I'm also in the desert. And there's something else. The body is just a story. It appears like the foundation of everything else. The body isn't a story, it's an appearance. It seems real, but it's an appearance, not a story. That everything is happening in the body and that feeling is mine, that's a story. But no more preference fed from past experience. But there are no past experiences. I don't remember. Maybe there can be a behavior in a certain way, but it's not noticed. So there can be a pattern. Yeah. But yeah. But the noticing, the looking at it is lost. It's not there. So when there's a pattern going on, it's not noticed. There can be. I don't care. So what? We are so into, oh, we should behave like this, and this is not good for the body, and this is healthy, and all that. It's yeah. There's the noticing, the looking at it, and trying to deal with it is lost. It's not. It's just not happening. Yeah. So it's just what's going on, like little children. Yeah. There's no story. We are so into stories. This is because of there's something happening in the past, and that's why I'm doing this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why things happen. But it's going nowhere. There's no one inside. It's not happening to me. So it's just happening. You can't make an image of that. We make images about what will be there if there's no me and all that. You have an idea or maybe a picture. It's not like that. You can't make a picture of it. But in the same time, it's so very normal. It's when that's lost, it's just sometimes it's not even seen. Doesn't so it's not a big deal. And it's already like that. It's already like that. Then on top of that, there's that whole idea about what's going on and this is right and this is wrong. But underneath that idea and the belief and all those thoughts, it's just that's what's going on already. So there's nothing missing. Hmm.
Hi, Rose.
Hi. Hello.
I find that the me has a lot of momentum. And when you first hear this communication, it's almost like everything stops. Like there doesn't seem to be a kind of energy towards becoming. And this is kind of very difficult for the me because me is becoming. They're
Yeah.
both sort of the same thing. And so when you sort of stop, it's very difficult for the me because the me is used to being distracted on all kinds of different levels. And as soon as you stop the distraction, all of a sudden it seems destitute because there's an issue of identity at that point, right? There's
Yeah.
just there's no sort of groundedness in that momentum of becoming a certain thing or having success in a certain thing or being liked by other people or there's just all kinds of different levels where everything just sort of shuts down in a way. So in a way, it's quite it creates a type of desperation because you're trying to get reoriented in a way.
Yeah,
I
you
think
don't
that
know where to go anymore. Yeah.
well, I mean, there is nowhere to go, but it's almost like you want to become part of the whole, or you want to still become something that you can somehow be grounded in some sort of relationship with something. Like it just feels too big almost or too small, even though it's a compassionate message because then all the guilt sort of dissolves and all the nonsense and the self-hatred sort of dissolves. But there's that other side of it where it just seems to be very, very difficult, especially when you're having to deal with other people who are not in that place. Like,
But that's the story of me thinking, oh, it's because that makes it even more difficult. It's
yeah,
can be like that, but there's also over there's no one. It's just what's happening, and there can be a reaction or yeah, then that's what's going on. It's not this free fall. It's not safe or
right. And
quiet.
I think that's the big issue for a lot of people is that lack of safety or groundedness. Like they don't know how to relate to other people that they were close to anymore because they don't know how to relate to them in the same way. It's almost like they have no reason to be that character anymore. And those other people related to them as that character. And once that goes, it becomes quite difficult to keep up the game, so to speak, just to keep up appearances. And so it can make you quite angry as well, and also quite sad, just
Yeah.
because it seems like you're being inauthentic once you have that realization that there is no me, and yet there's still this sort of dragged into being this character that used to be to relate to other people.
Yeah.
So I find it,
It's
yeah, it
it's
just
a
tends
loss.
to,
It's about
yeah,
loss.
it is a
Yeah.
loss for sure. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have a hard time dealing with that because it's just the way society's set up, you know, that people are supposed to
But
be
there's no
in
society.
groups and they're supposed to be relating to one another in certain ways to be
Where's
a
the
functioning
society? There's no
society.
society. There's
I
no
know,
world.
I know, but that's most people aren't in that place though. So it's just it's a huge contrast as soon as that sort of settles in. It just keeps coming up. I mean, it's not going to go away. So I think that's why people feel that when they read a book like your book or Tony's book, or I read Tony's
But
book. And
talk about what's going on there, because when you talk about other people, you don't know. It's just talk about what's happening over there, because then otherwise we talk about, I don't know, other people. What is other people? I don't know.
we've been taught that other people are sort of the ground of our being, the ground of our identity. Your mother, your father, your brothers, your teachers, they all sort
But
of
it's
reach
not
a type of
happening there,
relationship
over
to
there,
who
because
you
it's
are.
when then it's happening about everybody who is going, then I don't know that there, I don't see other people. So that's when there's an experiencing over there, then we can talk about that.
Yeah, I guess it just seems that not being a me isn't very welcome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I can hear that.
that's the way it feels. That might not be the way it is, but that's the way it
Yeah.
feels. So
Yeah.
I mean, and your feelings are sort of very influential on your whole psychological makeup. So if you're not feeling welcome by not wanting to play that game anymore, then it becomes quite difficult sometimes. You become sort of insulated. You just don't want to spend that much time in the company of other people anymore.
Yeah, but it's also a story, because there's no isolation. There's what's happening. What I can understand, that when that me is going around, then it feels like that. And in the same time, that's what I'm talking about. It's sitting. It's that. And that's what we're talking about. And we are so into, there's no one, and in that story. They're still, because it's so embodied, and they're still thinking in that story. And in the same time, there's already everything in maybe sitting, or the table, seeing the table, looking at a bird, just that. It's already that. It's that simple, without anything else than that. And it changes, of course.
I get the feeling that some people, they read books because they want to be helped, right?
But
So
I don't know about other people. I don't know.
well, I mean, okay, personally then, if I read a book, my personality, me, wants to be helped at some level.
Yeah, sure.
And when I read
Sure.
this stuff, it's saying that there's no me, so there's no need to be helped, and there's nobody to be helped. But it just sort of destroys that whole underlying agenda of improvement and progress, everything that the me's talked into getting into. So
Yeah.
that has it sort of makes everything feel false.
It's not false. It's a misunderstanding, but I can hear what you say. Yeah. Yeah. It's a misunderstanding, but it's so embodied. That's so strong. Yeah, sure. And that feels like a loss. And what's left? No, nothing. Huh? Come on. Oh, wow. That's because you're so into something doing and something being something, and then suddenly everything's out of your hands. We are so into control in a way, or knowing, and then wow, there's nothing left. That when there's hearing that can be so frightening. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a bit of a schism too with people, because what's actually happening is not really known, because we have sense perceptions. So we're only getting what's already happened through our sense perceptions. We're never really in the place of what's happening, because we're that type of time space which you have to hear something or smell something or think something, or there's that gap between what is and what and your sense perceptions perceiving. There's that
But
time space.
there's only a gap when there's me and there's two, like I am sensing this or something like that. When that whole me is lost, that there's not going on like it's my senses. Even that is out of the window. There's a smell, just that, without noticing, just that, not for me, or it's one, only that smell or a face or a feeling. But it's happening in space. It's not in the body. It's not mine. No, it's one. So it has nothing to do with Roes, let's say. Oh.
Yeah, whether you claim ownership of it or not, it's still the whole basis of reality is sense perceptions. If you didn't have any sense
Well,
perceptions,
that's the
there wouldn't be
story.
anything, right?
That's the story. I'm not into that.
Well, yeah, but that's what the story is based on.
Yeah, that's what you believe. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a belief, it's what's happening.
Or what you see that's happening. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's something else. Mm-hmm.
No, it's what's happening. I'm speaking, you're listening, you're responding. That's a time gap through a sense perception of hearing. It's an obvious process.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Okay, there's another. Wait, could it be that me is nothing more than a lifetime of mental programming, simply just input and copied behaviors? That there's no one in here, just thoughts built upon the input received, behaviors and habits build up, the illusion that there's a person in here, but in reality can't be found when searched for. When I got into meditation state and look for me, I don't find it. And I wonder if ever there has been an original thought or action that wasn't somehow prompted by some prior input. Yeah, you can think that how I see it is, yeah, it's that's still in the story. When that I can hear, there can be a seeing of that there's no me, and then, well, there's an input and there's copied behaviors. It's even more simple. It's what's happening, and there's not even copies because there's no before. There's no past. There's only this. There's only this, and there's no before or after. So there's no copied behaviors or and then for no one maybe. No, it's just this. What's happening, and it's happening in space. It's you can't even say what it is because but it's an appearance, so it's energy, like feelings, treats. It's more simple than that. It's so simple that you can't even give it a name. You don't need to. It's just that what's going on. Like really little children, they can't abstract, so they it's just going. And when there's being able to abstract, then there's naming it and saying about things about it. It's just this. A feeling, maybe. Shouting. I don't know. Or laying on bed. So this idea can be a concept or a belief like anything else, but it's not an idea. It's just a describing what's going on. It's not an idea. I know. I when I was with Tony Parsons, I was a lot of times talking with a friend, and I think maybe we're listening to somebody and we're into a sect, and maybe everything is so, and then after a year maybe we'll see what we are into. Yeah, that's the fear. I know. I had that. I don't know if that's the same what you mean, but this is just a describing. There's nothing. You don't need to hear it. You don't need to do things. There's just a describing of how it's seen and how it's, yeah, like that. Well, it's coming like that. It's not even I'm not doing it. It's just coming. When I'm sitting in the outside in the garden or so, I can't speak like this. It's just not coming. It's when I'm trying to prepare for the start of the meeting, and then just nothing is coming. I don't know, nothing, and then suddenly there's a response. There's just talking. So it has nothing to do with Roes. It's just coming like that. And take it or leave it. I don't care. It's not. I don't. This is not about the truth or no. There can be a resonance. There can be, and that's it. And if there's a belief this is not right, then of course there can be like that. Is there no more memory? Somebody's asking. My dog remembers which way we walk and when she get a biscuit and all things like that. Yeah, in that sense, there can be a memory. It's the same as dogs. we are like dogs. But there's still, that can be that writing notes about trying to make a list for the shopping or things like that. Yeah. There can be a remembering or not, can be quickly gone, and then it's not even coming back, or there can be a remembering really clear. It's how do you say that? It's random. No, another question. Is there any reason why there is often crying when I come to this meeting? No, I don't know. No, can be crying. Don't work it out. And there's crying, there's crying. That's it. Crying is love. Everything is love. It's unconditional love. Everything is unconditional love. It's crying, it's the table. Yeah. Can be a relief hearing this message. Can be. There are no rules. There's no homework. Wow, that's amazing. No, nothing going on like you should do this or you shouldn't do that. Wow, we're so into that whole thing about what's the best and what we should and shouldn't. They're all about rules, and this is freedom. It's everything. It's what's going on. There are no rules. No. It's everything. Not about nice or good. It's amazing. I had for a while a Buddhist coach, and she was saying that I'm the one who is solving the family problem. Sometimes that's coming up. I feel it's like a belief. Yeah, there's no family. Where's the family? There's no one. So there's also no family. And there's no one. So there's no solving problems. There are no problems. That's more it. And it's what's happening. So it's very, very simple. There are no traumas. There's what's happening. There can be feelings. Then that feeling is it. It's it. It's just that feeling. It can be strong or subtle. It's not yours. It's happening in space, and there can be a feeling, and maybe there's an idea or a feeling like it's mine. And that's what's going on. And then there can be meing and being, or that really that's very strong. It's mine, and being busy with that and going on. And then suddenly, oh, that's just that. Hearing, there's no one. There's already no one. No one doing anything. It's what's happening by itself. And nothing is real. So nothing is happening. It's going nowhere. It's what it is. It's just this. Hmm. We're so used to have a story about what's going on. It can be subtle or stronger. That's the dream. That's the dream of me, who's very convincing and so embodied and so strong. And there's maybe crying or sitting or a table. It's not always, when there's me, everything seems to happen to me and to you. And life is about you, what's going on with you and how to deal with that. As if life is really, everything is happening to you. You're the most important person, and that's what's going on. And that's so busy with that all day. And then there's hearing here, there's no one. It's not happening to you. It's happening. So there's no dealing with it. It's what's happening. It's just that for no one. You don't need to look for it, for no me. You don't need to look for no me. That's a new project. So that's the way me continues. There's already no me, so it's already complete. Like this, like how it's going. There's another one. Chat. We don't have to deal with things, but can you say dealing with things happen? It's dealing with things. No, it's when there's no one, there's no dealing with anything. That's two. When there's dealing with, then it's one, two. There's only one. There's only drinking water, or there are no problems. No, there's nothing to deal with. What? No, there's no story. There's what's happening. There's nothing going on about choice or that. Mm. That it's yeah. You can try to understand what is said or what is this, but it's impossible to understand this or make a picture of it. That there's nothing to deal with. No, it's very ordinary. But when there's me going on and it's so embodied to be looking at it and thinking about it and what shall I do or all that. And then saying, oh, there's no one doing that. No. When there's no one, there's also no dealing. No. That's what's happening. Fear, maybe. Walking. Tables. There's somebody asking, how did you start talking about this? Or was it just happening? That's somebody, I was talking about what was happening and that there was somebody hearing, when I was talking, there was somebody hearing, hey, there's something different as before while you were talking. So what is there happening something, did happen something or things like that? So we were talking about what was happening in the sauna, that moment, like that. This was already for years like that, but I didn't talk about it. And then somebody asked me something about it. And then she said, and there were some people there were a little group. And then they said, oh, would you like to start talking a little? And then I started talking in Amsterdam, little group in my house. Yeah. So, hello, I'm here again. What happened here? What? Oh my God. Oh, suddenly my computer was completely black. So I don't know what you saw, but oh, I'm glad you're all still there. Oh, there's a chat. Right. What? Oh, nothing. Well, nothing happening now. Oh my God. Oh, no. Oh, I went black, I think. Well, for me, it was black. Hmm.
You saw the name of John.
Oh, oh yeah, he was the co-host. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hmm. This message, this talking is completely useless. You don't need anything of it. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to hear it. It's what it is already. You don't need anything. It's exactly the way what is happening, the behaving, the way your face is looking. It's that. It's not right or wrong or nice or awful. It's what it is. Can be a feeling, can be traits. Don't need to see that it's an appearance or all that. You don't need anything. There's no need for anything else. It's what it is already. It's that. It's shouting. It's just that. It's just hands or whatever is happening. Streets, bodies. It's just that already. And that's it. That's what we're looking for. And we are so busy with everything, looking at it and trying to find this and or is it maybe that, or it seems like that. Or maybe when I lose the me, then finally there will be peace or happiness. It's already everything. It's everything. It has nothing to do with wanting. It has nothing to do with you or me. It's what it is. Tables, computer, closing the computer is it. It's that. And then it's eating candy, chocolate, or anything. It's just that. Doesn't matter what it is, it's everything. So there's no difference in anything. There is a difference, then it's seen like it's a table and a glass and all that. But there's nothing important or unimportant. It's one. There's one. When there's me and life and me and happening and separation, there's always two. This is good, bad, nice, awful. When there's one, there's only one. It's what it is. It's very simple, very ordinary also. There's nothing happening. Everything is an appearance. It's energy going chaotic. No reason, no meaning, nothing. It's just what it is. That's it. Very simple and not new in that sense. There's no me. There's no you. There's already no me. It's free already, exactly as it is. It's already complete. For no one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for staying when I was gone.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you so much.
Whoa.